Good morning, everybody. I'm Bart Winkler, Bart Winkler Show. It's Bears week, so we're going to get right into it. Danny Parkins of 670 The Score is my esteemed guest today. Hello, Parkins.
Hello, Bart. I'm so nervous about this game already, and it's only Tuesday. This is not good. This is not good.
Well, so this is my problem, and I'm if I was on the radio show, I'd probably ask you stuff like, so the Bears front seven, who's someone that they should worry about, and what I don't care. Like I really don't care about any of that because this game is not just a game. This game is it's like Chicago's moment to reclaim supremacy. It's Chicago's moment to rid of this boogeyman that there's been for 30 years. I tweeted the other day that Chicago is like the greatest American sports city, or it should be, but everyone there is so obsessed with little brother Wisconsin. This game, I just feel like it's annoying me. It just needs to be over with, and the Packers need to win.
I don't see why it would annoy you. You guys are playing with house money. Like I don't understand. I mean, the Bears, Packers, and Bears fans being confident, yet that confidence is clearly just there to mask our terror. You guys are in a great spot. I mean, if Jordan Love outplays Justin Fields and Jordan Love looks great and Fields looks bad, and there is a reasonable argument to be made that the Packers will have gone from first ballot Hall of Famer to first ballot Hall of Famer to merely franchise quarterback being answered. Not that he has to prove to be a Hall of Famer after this game, but just that you're not going to be in the quarterback abyss like the Colts were after they went Manning to Luck, or like every team in the NFL deserves to be after you've had such quarterback luck for 3 decades. Bears fans will be collectively sick to our stomach, and it's all the other compounded things. It's the Bucks being much better than the Bulls. It's the Brewers being in front of the Cubs. It's the Badgers being awesome. It's the Chicago hasn't won anything. So yeah, 2016, amazing, obviously.
Yeah,
historic championship. Not that long ago, I understand. But we got 5 pro sport teams in this town, man. Like it's been a long time since anything really relevant and meaningful has happened here. So there's a ton of optimism for the Bears, and there's a ton of optimism that Packers fans are going to finally learn how the other 31 teams in the NFL live. And if that doesn't happen, it's going to be a miserable, miserable, miserable experience.
So I think we're both working out of fear this week. I think we're both.
What do you guys have to fear? Like, if Jordan Love is bad and you lose to the Bears in Chicago where you're an underdog, like, okay, that's just welcome to the NFL. That's just normal.
Okay, keep that, like, spread that gospel. Because what I'm afraid of is if the Bears win, it's going to be, and I've already seen it. I mean, a month ago, we were fighting about what state is better festivals. So if the Bears win, it's going to be like 30 years of pain rushed into one celebratory day. And I and Packer fans will be like, oh man, that sucks. We lost to the Bears, whatever. And we'll try to go to bed, but our neighbor will be blaring a horn direct, like when Bart Simpson put all those.
And all you gotta do is plug your ears with your Super Bowl rings, man. Like I don't understand why it would be that bad for the Packers to lose the game. I don't get it. Yeah,
because
Bears
then it would give people that don't have the Bears fans are going to act like. So okay, one guy that I've been very defensive of this week is Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
because he's awesome.
Yeah,
but that's what's going to happen. Bears fans are going to take one game and all of a sudden flaunt around like they're Deion Sanders, and I don't want to see that.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to see it. It'll be mildly uncomfortable, but that's the NFL. Like losing an opener to a team in your division that's a rival, like, that it'll suck for Bills fans or Jets fans, whoever loses that game. You know what I mean? It'll suck for Cowboys fans or Giants fans for whoever loses that game. But there's not 30 years of quarterback angst riding on the individual performance of Aaron Rodgers or Dak Prescott or Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? Like for the Bears side of this equation, and I know that there's some Bears fans that think that I am being like way too over the top with this sort of thing. But man, I absolutely fear Jordan Love being great. I straight up fear it because it's not supposed to go that way. Like if you go from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck, you're supposed to deal with Jacoby Brissett and Phillip Rivers and a different starter every year.
Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan,
then taking a risk on Anthony Richardson, who like odds are won't work, even though I'm rooting for the kid, right? That just the odds are it won't work. And then, that's how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go, oh, you had Eli Manning. And then for years, you've got nothing. And then you get Daniel Jones, and it's like, maybe it's something, but you've got to pay him. And maybe he's just good enough to be good, but not good enough to be great. Like, it's supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be a birthright that you have a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And so I am sick and tired of Packers fans acting like your organization is special or like you figured out some sort of special sauce to, we sit our quarterbacks. We're patient. We develop them. Everybody else rushes it. We slow cook our quarterbacks and we figured out the way. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You have done nothing other than get lucky twice. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And if you get lucky a third time, you should all collectively move to Las Vegas or play the Mega Millions.
The thing, though, is, and this we can go back and forth on this, but Bears fans don't understand, and I'm like already hearing myself like I'm in your shoes listening to me. Bears fans don't understand the trials and tribulations that come with having these guys.
Oh, stop. Because
then they're larger than life, and then they're criminals, and then they're celebrity attention whores, and then they're like the one guy in the world that he's allowed to
winning MVPs, winning NFC Championship games.
Then they go to the Vikings and beat us. Now we got to watch Hard Knocks. It's too much.
So
I'd rather have the Peter Tom Warrens or whoever was the quarterback in '95.
You'd rather know what it's like to go into a season banking on Mitch Trubisky. You'd rather go into a season where the best quarterback in franchise history is arguably Eric Kramer. You'd rather watch football for a team that's never had a 4,000-yard passer or a 30-touchdown passing quarterback. Stop with your first-class problems. You're the billionaire who says, oh, man, they didn't serve the right shrimp cocktail sauce on my private jet. I'm slumming it on this G4 while my G5's in the shop. Shut up.
No, it's not that big. It's like, hey, the pipes in this house don't work sometimes too, man.
You live in a 7,000 square foot mansion on Lake Geneva with a helipad.
No, we don't. You guys took all that property.
You like the idea of complaint. Like, yes, Aaron Rodgers should have won more than one ring. Yes, Mike McCarthy was too conservative in the NFC Championship game against Seattle. Yes, if fans would have been allowed at the NFC Championship game in full force against Tampa, you guys probably win that game. Like, yeah, I'm here for you guys underachieved in terms of rings on your finger and banners in the stands with your Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Like, I'm here for all of those arguments and frustrations, but you wouldn't trade places. You wouldn't consider trading places. It's not even a remote comparison in terms of what you've gone through, in air quotes, at the quarterback position for the last 3 decades compared to Bears fans. No, literally no team in the NFL, literally none, has had a better quarterback situation than the Green Bay Packers for the last 3 decades. Literally none.
No,
Some teams want more.
Yeah.
But in terms of the most important position in sports, you have a chance to win every Sunday. You can win a shootout. You're not terrified of the guy who's under center for the other team. Literally, no fan base in the NFL has experienced fewer games like that than Packers fans in the last 3 decades.
So I think what I'm afraid of is if we lose one game, Bears fans are going to act like it's somehow even.
No. I mean, listen, I'm not going to speak for Bears fans. I will only speak for me, this Bears fan. All I will say, like, I just want, for the first time in my life where I can remember football, is for the Bears to definitively have a better quarterback than the Green Bay Packers. Like, Bart, I think that's the case. I'm pretty convinced it's the case. But I have to admit that it's possible that it's not. And I would honestly sign up right now for the Bears to have the 18th best quarterback and the Packers to have like the 25th. Like, it doesn't need to be Bears have a top 5 guy and Packers have nothing. Like, I just want better. I just want better. And then, of course, the goal is Justin Fields, MVP, championships, Super Bowls, divisions, a decade of dominance, which I think he absolutely is in play for him. Like, I'm not underselling Justin Fields here. I'm saying if the Packers were opening against the Lions and the Bears were opening against the Vikings, these would just be normal division games where there would be pressure on Justin Fields. Has he taken the leap? And there would be intrigue on Jordan Love. Do the Packers have a good guy? But in this particular matchup, if your guy beats my guy, I'm going to cry and block your phone number.
Okay, I want to talk. I want to talk about your guy.
Yeah,
because I think he's good.
Yeah, he is good.
So here's everything. I'll spill everything on Justin Fields that I have and know. I thought he should have gone 2. I don't know why the Jets. The Jets selected Zach Wilson before Jacksonville took Trevor Lawrence. It felt like that year. That was weird. Yep. And then I was sad when Fields went to the Bears because I thought Fields was very good. And then Bears fans are like, well, if there's one team that can screw up Justin Fields, it's us.
Yeah.
And then they've almost kind of done that. I thought that Nagy and Pace, when they were there, to jerk him around, start him, not start him, then take him out, like they should have attached themselves to him so that they couldn't be fired. They were dumb. Last year, when there's all this criticism about, Fields is only a runner and whatever, and he had that great game against Miami, I thought the Bears should have, I don't know if there was a way to he still ran a bunch. And I don't know that they 152 yards. I got it up here, 119 yards, 75 yards passing. They should have, if there was concerns about it, they should have focused on, all right, let's get the passing game going. There's too many people that I'm reading, especially Packer fans, that are making it their identity that Justin Fields is not going to take a leap, that he's going to be bad, that he's just a running back. All I know is what I've seen. I think Justin Fields is a good thrower of ball. I think he is a great runner of ball, which can equal good quarterback. I don't know that the Bears right now have allowed that to happen. So will they this year?
They will still be a run-first team. I mean, Luke Getsy from Green Bay, number 1 rushing team in the NFL, run to set up the pass, play action, all of that stuff. And, by the way, they'd be insane not to use Justin Fields' legs.
But, will Fields be a quarterback that one read, not there, run? Or
he's not supposed to be. No, if he is, it's a huge problem. If he is, it's a huge problem. Last year, it was his 3rd offense in 3 years. Right? Ryan Day at Ohio State, then Matt Nagy, then Luke Getsy. They had no number 1 receiver. Darnell Mooney is a 3 who thinks he's a 2. They trade for Chase Claypool, who's a 3 who thinks he's a top 10 receiver in football. And they had a good run blocking offensive line and a terrible pass blocking offensive line and a quarterback who, frankly, took too many sacks in college and took way too many sacks last year. He had the worst sack rate in the NFL by far, and he had tied for the most sacks in the NFL with 55, and he only had 318 pass attempts. Russell Wilson had 55 sacks on like nearly 600 pass attempts. So Justin Fields held the ball too long, locked in on receivers, did not anticipate, didn't trust NFL open. All that, like some of the sacks were on the offensive line, some of the sacks were on him. And I think he's also going to be the type of quarterback who is never like snap, throw, get the ball out immediately, because he does like to roll out. He does like to extend the play. He does, try to make the Herculean effort because he's an insane athlete and you don't want to coach that completely out of him. But they upgraded at right guard. They upgraded at right tackle with a top 10 pick. They upgraded at number one receiver, a legitimate number one receiver in DJ Moore. So now Claypool and Mooney slot into where their skills actually are representative. They have two legitimate tight ends in Robert Tonyan, who you guys know, and obviously Cole Kmet. So like everything around him is better, even though there are some injury concerns on the offensive line already, which isn't great. But in theory, first time having multiple years in a system since college, upgraded pass catchers, upgraded pass blockers should equal snap, read, then run. Now, he still sometimes misses layups. He still doesn't always go to the check down. He's a touchdown to check down guy with sometimes he forgets about the check down. He really does have that big play mentality. But at Ohio State, every offensive lineman was better than every defensive lineman, and every receiver was better than every cornerback. He was in a receiver room where like the pedigree was, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Drake London, and, on and on down the line. So he is in a unique position now where he doesn't have better talent everywhere than everyone else, and he needs to continue to adjust. But he's got everything that you possibly would want between the ears, and the athleticism is there, man. Like, I think that what people are forgetting is he doesn't have to be the guy that is 32 years old right now. It's okay if he runs for 900 yards. That's good. Like, Jalen Hurts ran for like 700 and 800 or 800 yards last year and was second in the MVP and was a runner-up in the Super Bowl and put up 35 points in a loss. I hope that Justin Fields rushes for 800 yards this year, as long as he also throws for 3,300 and has 35 combined touchdowns. I'm okay with him being dual threat because it would be insane for him not to be dual threat. But he's not going to be Joe Burrow. He's not going to just sit in the pocket and pick people apart. He's not throwing for 4,500 yards or 5,000 yards or anything like that. He's going to use his legs because it would be dumb not to use his legs.
And I want him to be good so that I'm right.
Yeah, it's a big part of it, isn't it? It's really fun to be right.
Yeah, I want him to be good so I'm right. And I think like it would be nice if, we had a 15-year quarterback and you guys didn't start 80. Like we didn't see the graphic where it was 80 quarterbacks that have. No. I want a rivalry. We're going to do a rivalry. I want a real rivalry.
That would not be nice. You guys need at least 4 to 5 years of quarterback wasteland. And then I will allow you to consider finding someone as good as Derek Carr. Like, I am not, no.
Stop.
It is not, you don't get to go to immediately having your guy for a decade. No.
Well, he's going to be I'll tell you, he will be no worse than the 17th best quarterback in the league.
Not bad enough. How are we doing this? Are we doing this based on like passer rating, touchdowns? How are we measuring this? Because if he is top 17 in the NFL, I'll be sick to my stomach.
Because he's not bad. So I think everybody.
Well,
preseason camp.
Stop.
No, I've told you my theory. He's not bad because Rodgers didn't let him play. Rodgers played with a broken thumb because he didn't want the world to see Jordan Love. And I think Love's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he's good, again, I'm blocking your number. But don't give me preseason. Don't give me a quarter against the Eagles. And you guys got a good offensive line. You have very young skill position dudes. You got plenty of running back talent. 8 first-round picks on defense. Like, I know there's a world in which the Packers are good. I just don't want to live in it.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to live in a world where the Bears beat us one time in 4 days.
Well, get ready, my friend.
Get ready.
Ready.
Let me ask you about someone else, because I can't have a unbiased opinion on him, and maybe you can't either. But Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll be good?
Yes.
Fuck.
Of course they're going to be good.
I
Okay.
can't. That'd be even worse.
Okay. How about this? What's the argument that they're going to be bad?
Rodgers was bad last year.
They didn't have Devontae Adams. He was hurt.
Rodgers couldn't even hit A.J. Dillon like a little 5-yard touch pass. He couldn't even do those.
Last year,
Rodgers' ego's getting in the way. Robert Saleh wants to
Do you really believe that you go from winning an MVP, which he did 2 years ago, to just being bad?
I saw it happen with Peyton Manning one time. I saw it happen with Tom Brady last year. Russell Wilson,
45.
something happened to him. Deshaun Watson stinks now.
Tom Brady last year was not 1 year removed from winning MVP of the league.
What about Russell Wilson? Well, do you know he's never had an MVP vote? I don't know if you knew that.
I have heard that before. Yeah. Listen, I think the only thing that I could see unraveling for the Jets is their offensive line isn't very good. And Rodgers was on the wrong side of 40 for having a bad offensive line. But they've got an awesome defense, an awesome number one receiver, awesome running backs. He's got comfort in the system, and he's very clearly motivated. Like, he's very clearly pissed off, and he wants to win the breakup. That's the Tom Brady comp that I'd be afraid of, is how it started in Tampa, not how it ended in Tampa when he was 45 years old with an injured offensive line. I'd be worried about year one in Tampa, which is what I think is going to happen. I don't know that they're going to win the Super Bowl because the AFC East is loaded and the AFC is loaded. But, dude, Garrett Wilson is going to have – you're going to be sick on how many Devontae Adams comparisons you get.
We're the same number
for Garrett Wilson. Dude, he might lead the league in catches. He is going to have an absolutely monstrous season. And I'm sure that Aaron Rodgers will too. But you guys rather have you guys were done with him. I talked to enough Packers fans. My dad's whole family's from Wisconsin. You guys were sick and tired of the diva and the ayahuasca.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I couldn't be happier.
This is on you. You do not get to be happy that he's gone and then sad if he's good. You didn't want him anymore. You don't get to play that game. You don't get to have it both ways. You either wanted him, which is what you should have done because he's awesome and the only player in the history of the sport with more MVPs is Peyton Manning, or when he's good for the Jets, you just got to live with it, baby, and watch them on national TV 6 times a year just like us.
Did we ever bet on the game or no? I forgot what we decided that one day.
Well, you got insulted that I insinuated that you were poor when you said that you didn't have a lot of money.
I don't have a lot of money.
Oh, right. But you want to bet your wife's money.
Yeah.
We can do the standard. You can get me like a Brat Stop care package versus I can give you some like dry ice, deep dish, or you could just make the drive downtown and I could buy you pizza in person. But yeah, like let's say $100 of Wisconsin food against $100 of Chicago food.
Okay. So I'm going to send you 20 frozen pizzas.
No. I want like the jalapeno cheddar brats from the Brat Stop. And then I want some spotted cow and, maybe like some like really good aged cheddar cheese in like a block.
What do I want from Chicago?
I assume you want like a culinary experience. I assume you want good food.
How about Shane makes me a dinner.
I mean, I can't really bet that on his behalf, but I can bet that on his behalf. Sure. Yeah, Shane makes you a dinner. That's fine.
All right. Parkins and Spiegel, it's where you can catch these knuckleheads on the score. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Bart.